As we grow older, we often reflect on the relationships we've built and the legacy we're leaving behind. But let's be honest, sometimes those relationships can become strained, and we may not even realize why. Age doesn't automatically bring universal respect or affection, and in some cases, it can even spark resentment or frustration from those around us. In this video, we're diving into 7 reasons why people might dislike you as you age. These aren't just random grievances. They're rooted in behaviors and patterns that, once understood, can be addressed to improve your relationships and bring more harmony to your life. Let's start with the first reason. 1. You criticize more than you realize. The first reason why people may dislike you as you grow older is that you criticize more than you realize. Over time, it's easy to develop strong opinions about how things should be done. Whether it's how to manage finances, raise children, or even complete daily tasks. While your advice often comes from a place of care and wisdom, it may be perceived as unwelcome criticism. Unsolicited advice can feel patronizing or dismissive, especially to younger generations who want to make their own choices and learn from their mistakes. Frequent comments like, "Back in my day we did it this way," or "You're doing it wrong," can unintentionally create distance and resentment. It can leave others feeling judged instead of supported. Criticism isn't always about words. It can also be conveyed through subtle actions, an impatient sigh, a disapproving glance, or a dismissive comment about someone's choices. Over time, these small gestures can accumulate, making people feel uneasy or undervalued in your presence. The good news is that this behavior is something you can change. Start by asking yourself, do they really need my opinion, or can I simply listen and offer encouragement? Focus on listening more and speaking less, especially when it comes to unsolicited advice. If you do feel the need to share your perspective, frame it in a way that respects their autonomy, such as, "Would you like to hear how I handled something similar?" Elders often say, "Words have power. They can build bridges or burn them." By choosing your words carefully and showing empathy, you can create stronger, more positive connections with those around you. 2. You dwell on the past too much. The second reason why people might dislike you as you grow older is that you dwell on the past too much. Reflecting on the past can be a beautiful way to preserve memories and share your life experiences. However, when those reflections become a constant comparison to the present, they can alienate the people around you. Phrases like, "Things were so much better back then," or "People don't know how to do things properly anymore," can come across as dismissive of the current generation's efforts and achievements. While you may intend to highlight the lessons or values of your time, others might hear it as criticism of their way of living or working. This can make conversations feel one-sided and lead to frustration. Excessive nostalgia can also make it harder for people to connect with you in the present. Younger family members or friends might feel that their struggles, achievements, or ideas aren't acknowledged because the focus is always on how things were in the past. It can create a sense of emotional distance where they feel unheard or undervalued. The key is to find a balance. Share your stories and wisdom in a way that's engaging and relevant. Instead of framing the past as superior, use it as a bridge to connect with the present. For example, you might say, "I remember facing something similar when I was younger. Here's how I approached it. How are you handling it?" This invites a conversation rather than a comparison. Elders often say, "The past is a guide, not a destination." By honoring your memories while staying engaged in the present, you can strengthen your relationships and show others that their lives and experiences matter to you as much as your own. 3. You expect too much. The third reason why people might dislike you as you grow older is that you expect too much from them. As we age, it's natural to hope that the relationships we've nurtured over the years, whether with children, friends, or family members, will remain as strong and fulfilling as ever. However, these expectations can sometimes become burdensome for others, especially if they feel they're being measured against an impossible standard. You might expect frequent visits, calls, or gestures of support that others, due to their own busy lives and responsibilities, simply can't provide as often as you'd like. When these expectations aren't met, it can lead to feelings of disappointment, which might unintentionally manifest as guilt-tripping, passive-aggressive remarks or visible frustration. Over time, this can push people away rather than bringing them closer. Additionally, expecting others to conform to your way of doing things or to always prioritize your needs can create tension. For example, you might feel hurt if family members don't uphold traditions or routines you hold dear, but for them, these may no longer fit into their lives. Balancing your desires with their realities is key to maintaining healthy relationships. Instead of focusing on what others aren't doing, try to appreciate the moments they do share with you. Express gratitude for their efforts, no matter how small they might seem. Letting them know you value their presence without attaching conditions can encourage them to engage with you more willingly and joyfully. Elders often say, "Expect less and appreciate more." By managing your expectations and showing understanding, you can foster deeper connections and avoid putting strain on your relationships. Remember, it's the quality of time together, not the quantity, that truly matters. 4. You struggle to adapt to change. The fourth reason why people might dislike you as you grow older is that you struggle to adapt to change. Life is constantly evolving, and each generation brings its own ways of thinking, working, and living. While it's natural to hold on to the comfort of familiar traditions and habits, resistance to change can create friction with others, especially younger people who are navigating a world that's vastly different from the one you grew up in. You might find yourself resisting new technologies, social norms, or cultural shifts, and voicing your disapproval can sometimes come across as dismissive or judgmental. Comments like, "Things were better before," or "Why do we need all these new gadgets?" can make younger family members or friends feel as though their choices and lifestyles aren't respected. Adapting to change doesn't mean abandoning your values or forgetting the lessons of your past. It means being open to learning, trying new things, and understanding why certain changes are important to others. For example, instead of dismissing a new piece of technology, consider asking someone to show you how it works and how it benefits their life. This curiosity can build a bridge of understanding and respect. Struggling with change is common, but resisting it entirely can create a divide. By embracing flexibility and showing a willingness to adapt, you demonstrate that you value the perspectives and experiences of others. It also keeps you engaged and connected with the world around you, enriching your own life in the process. Elders often say, "The only constant in life is change." By learning to adapt, you show that wisdom isn't just about holding on to the past. It's about growing with the times and staying connected to the people who matter most. 5. You overstep boundaries. The fifth reason why people might dislike you as you grow older is that you overstep boundaries. This can happen without bad intentions, often stemming from a place of care or wanting to help. However, offering unsolicited advice, interfering in decisions, or imposing your expectations on others can make people feel uncomfortable or even resentful. For example, you might feel compelled to comment on how your adult children are raising their kids, managing their finances, or living their lives. While your advice may come from a place of love and experience, if it's not asked for, it can come across as controlling or dismissive of their ability to make their own choices. Similarly, constantly checking in or pushing for updates on someone's life can feel intrusive, even if you mean well. Overstepping boundaries often happens because of a desire to stay involved and connected, but it's important to recognize where others draw the line. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, and that includes respecting each other's autonomy. If someone sets a boundary, whether it's about personal space, decision-making, or how they spend their time, it's crucial to honor it, even if you don't fully agree with it. Instead of pushing for involvement, focus on being available and supportive. Let your loved ones know you're there for them without trying to take over their decisions. Phrasing like, "I'm here if you ever want to talk or need advice," gives them the freedom to come to you when they're ready, strengthening trust and respect. Elders often say, respect is a two-way street. By understanding and respecting boundaries, you create a foundation for healthier, more harmonious relationships with the people around you. 6. You complain frequently. The sixth reason why people might dislike you as you grow older is that you complain frequently. While it's natural to express frustration or vent about life's challenges, constant negativity can wear down even the most patient of relationships. When complaints dominate conversations, they can make others feel drained, unappreciated, or even helpless to improve the situation. As we age, it's common to face frustrations, whether it's aches and pains, changes in technology, or shifts in family dynamics. However, continually voicing these complaints can overshadow the positive aspects of your life, making interactions feel heavy and discouraging for those around you. Younger family members or friends may feel like they can't meet your expectations or offer solutions, leading to tension or avoidance. Complaining also has a way of spreading negativity. If every interaction revolves around what's wrong, it becomes harder for others to share their own joys or struggles without feeling dismissed or overshadowed. This can create emotional distance, as people might start to associate your presence with stress rather than support. To shift this dynamic, try practicing gratitude. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, take a moment to reflect on what's going right. Simple acknowledgements, like appreciating someone's help or sharing something that made you smile, can bring lightness to conversations and encourage others to open up. When you do need to vent, balance it with a willingness to listen to others and their experiences. Elders often say, what you focus on grows. By focusing on positivity and reducing unnecessary complaints, you make yourself someone others want to spend time with. Someone who uplifts and inspires rather than brings them down. 7. You hold on to grudges. The seventh reason why people might dislike you as you grow older is that you hold on to grudges. Life is full of disagreements, misunderstandings, and disappointments, and as the years go by, these unresolved conflicts can pile up. However, clinging to past hurts and grievances can create a barrier between you and those around you, making relationships strained or distant. Holding on to grudges often stems from a sense of being wronged or unappreciated, but it also keeps you emotionally stuck. When you replay old arguments or bring up past mistakes in conversations, it prevents relationships from moving forward. This can make others feel judged, uncomfortable, or even resentful, as they're constantly reminded of things they thought were long resolved. Grudges don't just affect your relationships, they take a toll on your own peace of mind. Carrying bitterness or anger over time can lead to feelings of isolation and stress, which can impact your emotional and physical health. Letting go of grudges is not about excusing hurtful behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of negativity and creating space for healing and connection. The first step to releasing a grudge is acknowledging it. Reflect on whether the issue is still relevant or worth holding on to. If reconciliation is possible, consider reaching out to the other person with an open heart and a willingness to move forward. If it's not, focus on forgiving for your own sake, even if it's done quietly and internally. Elders often say, holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. By letting go of grudges, you give yourself the gift of peace and open the door to stronger, more fulfilling relationships with those who matter most. As we grow older, relationships can become more complex, and understanding the reasons behind tension or distance is the first step toward improving them. These 7 reasons, whether it's being overly critical, dwelling on the past, or holding on to grudges, aren't meant to discourage you but to inspire reflection and growth. The beauty of aging is that it brings wisdom and the opportunity to make changes that enrich our lives and relationships. By addressing these behaviors, you can foster deeper connections and become the kind of person others love to be around. What are your thoughts on these insights? Do any of these resonate with you? Share your experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more wisdom on aging, relationships, and living a fulfilling life. Thank you for watching, and here's to embracing the best version of yourself in your golden years.